is DeSean Jackson's idea for the NFL if there are no fans in the stands. And he thinks that all players should wear microphones if the stadiums are empty for the viewing pleasure of the people who are taking in the game on TV. Now, from a fan standpoint, if you're telling me that I could pay like, I don't know, $6, $7, maybe more, maybe 10, let's say 10, $9.99, to get an unedited, unfiltered feed of the players during the game, I would 100% do that. But we have seen before, there's very, very few times that when players are mic'd up, that they actually are themselves. So if you mic up all the players and we end up hearing it afterwards, it's not going to be anything interesting. I mean, the only time it was ever interesting is when the Jets got screwed with Sam Darnold and the ghost thing, which was horrible. It never should have been on the air. But if you're telling me that I'm getting live, like guys trash talking, all of that stuff, that'd be great. But it's an impossibility because, first of all, it's putting players in a tough spot because there's some stuff that's said on the field between people just that should stay there on the field. I firmly believe that. And also, I mean, you're talking about you'd hear all the signals being called by the offense, and then that would have to change every week because all that stuff would be out there for people to hear. So I think it's a great idea in theory, but then when you drill down and you actually try to put it into motion, I think it would be impossible to pull off.
Yeah, especially if you want, totally unfiltered, because there's no way, shape, or form would the NFL allow that to happen. There's just no way. And, we saw what happened with Sam Darnold, and that was with the NFL involved and with the Jets involved and with ESPN involved and rules to be abide by, and it still got out there.
Yeah.
So now I think DeSean is thinking we're just going to let it all hang out. And let's let all of us be mic'd and just let it rip. And while that may sound good and it may sound entertaining, it's just not realistic. There's just no way.
Yeah, you got to protect the players, too, in that spot. I mean, it's tough to, especially even if you know that you're mic'd up in the heat of competition like that, it's just hard to, if it was just going like live from the field to people's homes, I mean, it's impossible to police that stuff.
You'd hear what players would call each other. You'd hear what coaches would be saying to players. You'd listen to strategy, and you'd probably also hear, players that were confused, players that made wrong plays, coaches that make wrong decisions. There's a lot of stuff that you would hear that would put a lot of people in a very, very bad light.
It would be awesome for the viewer, but there's no way that anybody would agree to that.
Right.
It would be. I mean, especially if you're like, let me get the unedited curse version over on NFL Network Plus or something. I'll pay for that. Yeah. You kidding me? It'd be pure entertainment.
I kind of get what he's saying. It'd be a lot more fun for the fans, but I also don't think he realizes exactly what he's envisioning and how it would work.